That's it.
Find a link. One of the highest-grossing movie producers of all time. Lee was a recognizable face, too. Appearing in discreet cameos, his fans eagerly spotted in over 40 movie and television roles. When he arrived at Comic-Cons and red carpets across the country, he was greeted with a hero's welcome.
What a comic book cover this one, man.
In 2011, Lee was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. By his side through it all was Joan, his wife of 69 years who died in 2017, Lee's real-life heroine.
Every time I write about a female, I'm thinking of Joan. And the best thing about her was she is so independent.
The characters Lee brought to life, he said, kept him alive, too.
I still sometimes have trouble believing it. Because all I was doing was trying to just make a living, do these things. And then I got to enjoy writing them, so all I was doing was having fun.
A legacy he couldn't believe, born from an imagination that no one else could dream. Joe Linkhead, NBC News.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll chat to Steve Stebbing, our movie guy, about the life of Stan Lee. Dead at 95. Like I mentioned earlier, 40-plus cameos and different Marvel properties over the years. Steve is going to join us. Steve it's interesting, when Bobby and I were talking about this, who's the biggest comic book guy we know? It's Steve Stebbing, our movie guy.
Duty.
So Steve joins us next to talk about Stan Lee. And if you got some Stan Lee memories you want to share with us tonight, 877.
Messaging interface may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions.
Slain.
Do you have the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits to transfer? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text SPACE to 37913. Learn for yourself why ASU is ranked #1 for innovation by U.S. News and World Report, and learn to thrive with Arizona State University. For more information about ASU Online, text SPACE to 37913.
Step.
SPACE. If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions.
Slain.
Do you have the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits to transfer? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text SPACE to 37913. Learn for yourself why ASU is ranked #1 for innovation by U.S. News and World Report, and learn to thrive with Arizona State University. For more information about ASU Online, Text space to 37913.
Step.
SPACE to 37913.
Hand.
And welcome back to Coast George
Text
Story with...
space to 37913.
Step.
SPACE to 37913.
Hand.
And welcome back to Coast George Story with...
Messaging queries may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do
Slain.
you have the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits to transfer? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text space to 37913. Learn for yourself why ASU is ranked #1 for innovation by U.S. News and World Report, and learn to thrive with Arizona State University. For more information about ASU Online, if you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you
Slain.
have the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits to transfer? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text space to 37913. Learn for yourself why ASU is ranked #1 for innovation by U.S. News and World. For more information about ASU Online, text space to 37913.
Step.
SPACE to 37913.
Hand.
And welcome back to
Online.
Coast George Story with...
Text space to 37913.
Step.
SPACE to 37913.
Hand.
3.
And welcome back...
Hand.
And welcome back to...
Messaging queries may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you
Slain.
have the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits to transfer? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text space to 37913. Learn for yourself why ASU is ranked #1 for innovation.
One of the highest-grossing movie producers of all time. Lee was a recognizable face, too. Appearing in discreet cameos, his fans eagerly spotted in over 40 movie and television roles. When he arrived at Comic-Cons and red carpets across the country, he was greeted with a hero's welcome.
Breaking news in the world of Hollywood. An American icon, comic books, has passed away. Marvel Comics co-creator Stan Lee, the brains behind Spider-Man, Black Panther, the Fantastic Four, has died. He was 95, and CNN's Stephanie Elam takes a look back at his legendary writing career.
Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the X-Men. They're among the most iconic comic book heroes in history.
And if you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following question.
Slain.
Do you have the flexibility to take classes in your schedule? Do you have college credits to transfer? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona...
They simply would not exist without Stan Lee. The visionary behind Marvel Comics lived a life almost as incredible as the characters he created.
I'm pretty proud of the fact that some of the stories that I wrote so many years ago are still being read and hopefully enjoyed by the public, and people are making motion pictures based on them and television series.
Spider-Man debuted in 1962. And became Lee's most successful comic book creation.
Spider-Man is my favorite because he's the most popular, known, and loved worldwide.
Lee's spidey senses were tingling. Years later, in 2002, the first Spider-Man film was released and was a blockbuster hit.
As a child, I didn't really know anybody who shot webs or crawled on buildings or wore suits of armor and flew or anything like that. I just imagined them where they were.
He also imagined Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and the Fantastic Four. They were flawed people with extraordinary powers.
I never had any idea that these characters would last this long. In fact, I and the people I worked with who co-created them with me, the many talented artists, we just hoped that the books would sell and we'd continue to get our salary and be able to pay our rent. The movies have done so much for the characters. The movies have given the comic book characters even more prestige.
The native New Yorker was born Stanley Martin Lieber. He had humble beginnings, but his love for comics took him much farther than he ever dreamed. He also earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
In a million years, I never thought, that I'd get something like this.
As his creations became larger than life on the big screen, he also kept a feverish pace, making appearances at events like Comic-Con in San Diego.
How are you? Glad to see you.
Though his life seemed charmed, it wasn't without adversity. Lee was married to his wife Joan for over 60 years, and they had...
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following question.
Slain.
Do you have the flexibility to take classes in your schedule? Do you have college credit? If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following question.
Slain.
Do you have the flexibility to transfer classes that you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 150 highly...
had 2 daughters. However, his youngest only lived for a few...
By his side through it all was Joan, his wife of 69 years who died in 2017, Lee's real-life heroine.
Every time I write about a female, I'm thinking of Joan. And the best thing about her was she was so independent.
The characters Lee brought...
The king of comics, who was adored worldwide, was most proud of his family and his comic heroes. Perhaps Lee will be remembered as a legendary innovator with an uncanny ability to capture the imagination.
Hey, no.
Legend Stan Lee.
When we're scanning,
Moment.
all you hear on the news is Stan Lee this, Stan Lee that, and clips of Stan Lee talking, right? So she's right. Stan Lee's voice is going to come through. But
Vapor.
most of us paranormal investigators are using modified PSP-7 spirit boxes, modified radios.
Solar radiation. When the sun is up, basically the ions splits into 3 layers. There's the D layer. Here it says E layer, but in many textbooks it's F1, F2 layer, but it doesn't really matter how they're called. The important is to know there's 3 layers. So why is low frequencies like 6 megahertz not propagating at 1 p.m. local time? That's because the sun is high, and that D layer here in the bottom absorbs lower frequencies.
And who's to say those voices of Stan Lee are not Stan Lee himself? You all got to get along together somehow. Use words. Compete. Just say. You all gotta get along together somehow. Use words. Compete. Just say. Now, ghosts have been doing this without any spirit boxes for thousands of years.
That's it. How do I do it? Sorry. How do I do it? Sorry.
Bring to it. Effective. One. Find a link. Overlap. Right in mid.
That's it. How do I do it? How do I do it?
Millions of years. That's nothing new. They usually talk to our minds.
The forces of nature that dominate the universe. Imagine a power greater than all of these. The power of the human mind. A power that could move objects through space, interact with computers, control the fall of the dice. Is this scientific possibility or just a dream? But there are baffling cases modern science has been able to reach. Extraordinary stories of a Russian housewife began to filter through the Iron Curtain in the 60s. "33-year-old Nina Kulagina claimed psychokinetic powers. Her husband filmed her first attempts, and scientists have been arguing ever since.
Kulagina apparently has the ability to move small objects over relatively small distances with a great deal of psychic effort. What troubles me about a case like that is that the phenomena are inherently small scale.
Over 40 international scientists were called in to examine Kulagina under controlled conditions.
One. Find a link. Purchase. Overlap. Right in there. Let's see, get. Open up. Then it's me. I wonder if value.
Bereaved, it's an experience that rescues them from torment.
La mia vita è la nuova vita. Io dico sempre la vita di prima, poi si è fermata quando lui se n'è andato e ricominciata quando l'ho sentito, diversa.
We wish to know more with respect.
From the start, where the communication with us becomes more difficult.
Trump, get out to the...
But are these radio voices just a clever hoax. Not according to scientists who have subjected Bacci's mediumship to a battery of tests. One of the leading Italian investigators is Paolo Presi, and his colleagues from Il Laboratorio, an organization that uses the most stringent methods of science to investigate paranormal claims.
He is a medium. Surely is a medium because all happen when he is present on the experiments.
Using software endorsed by the FBI, Il Laboratorio have conducted voice print analysis. Like a fingerprint, a voice print is unique. It can therefore be used to determine someone's identity with near certainty. They compared voice prints from 2 audio samples. One was the voice of Chiara Lenzi, recorded before she died. The other came out of Bacci's radio after her death and was clearly recognized by her father. The comparison produced a 97% match.
Everyone was reading thoughts and shifting furniture. No one matched Kulagana's skills.
Welcome. Please come in. I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you.
The same research team that had assessed her turned their attention to Boris Ermolov. He claimed he could suspend objects in mid-air using only the power of his mind.
How's this? I can't tell you how pleased I am.
But when an American film team investigated him, a different picture emerged. Under the bright lights and on camera, the trick was exposed. In case his psychic powers failed, he had fixed a fine thread between his knees to create the illusion of objects floating in mid-air. America too had its crop of people claiming strange and unusual powers. Ted Serios, the self-styled thoughtographer, was one. His apparent skill was imposing images on film just by thinking about it. Professional photographers focused on Serios' black gizmo, a black paper cylinder which he placed against the camera lens and stared into.
One of the standard myths about Serios is that his anomalous images were all produced through holding a gizmo, which is a rolled up piece of cardboard, in front of the camera, in which allegedly Ted would conceal some sort of transparency.
But it's only a miracle until we understand the science. Then it's no longer a miracle, it becomes a technology, a powerful internal technology. So the film, this film was created in a medicineless hospital in Beijing, China.
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walketh about.
From the ancient wisdom that is the same as the science that we just saw. So what you will see is this. There are 3 practitioners, 3 people trained to feel just the right feeling, the precise, correct feeling in their hearts. They create the feeling as if the woman is already healed. They create the feeling as if the woman is already healed. Now we will look inside of her body. Through a sonogram, through ultrasound, we can look into her body and we can watch her cancer disappear in 3 minutes.
a bug right now, but I'm offering you a choice.
Someone told me love will all save us. But how can that be? Look what love gave us. I'm so high, I can hear heaven.
Lee was married to his wife Joan for over 60 years, and they had 2 daughters. However, his youngest only lived for a few days.
๊liːbər laboratory is to develop a new surgical modality which is non-invasive, and it has real-time image guidance in the form of ultrasound imaging. The modality itself is a knifeless surgical approach, which the idea here is to generate some very energetic microbubbles ultrasonically. The generation of these bubbles is called cavitation, and these bubbles oscillate very rapidly and create a lot of mechanical stress.
In the presence of the language that heals. Does that make sense? Are you okay with that? Does that make sense? Would you like to see that? Okay, good. So what you will see is the woman is awake, she is conscious, she has no anesthetic.
The ๊liːbər laboratory is to develop a new surgical modality which is non-invasive, and it has real-time image guidance.
She believes in the process. She believes in what is happening. And there are 3 practitioners who are trained to create the feeling in their body.
Here, which we call the ๊liːbər laboratory, is to develop a new surgical modality which is non-invasive, and it has real-time image guidance.
As if the woman is already healed. And then on the computer screen, we will see 2 images. One image is before the healing, and one image is actual time, real time, so we can see the healing happen. And while the healing is happening, you will hear the practitioners chant a word. And I want you to know there is no magic in the word. It could be any word. But this word is the word that they have chosen that reinforces for them, that tells them the feeling. So they agreed that this is the word.
And those vibrations then create an ultrasonic wave that can propagate through tissue. Now, by arranging an array of these elements in a concave formation, the transducer then becomes capable of transmitting ultrasonic waves that then increase sharply in strength at the focus. By pulsing those waves, we create the histotripsy effect to destroy tissue at the cellular level. Now, based on this principle, the Vortex RX is being developed to provide physicians the ability to non-invasively treat tissue. The transducer is placed over the target, in this case, a tumor in the liver. Sound energy passes through the body to those tissues, creating an energy field that creates bubbles then. And the expansion and collapse of those bubbles is what mechanically then fractionates those tissues. Now, other therapeutic ultrasound generates vibration that then creates heat to destroy those tissues, which could then potentially damage other tissues nearby, not targeted because of thermal spread. With histotripsy, that pulsing is provided in very, very short pulses that allows then a seamstress in Barcelona. She lives outside of the city and takes the train to work. She's married to her high school sweetheart, and they have 3 children. Recently, Sue has been having abdominal pains, bouts of nausea and vomiting, and so she went to her doctor. He ran a battery of tests, did an MRI, and she got that dreaded phone call. The diagnosis was cancer, liver cancer. And so she met with her oncologist and a surgeon, and they reviewed her case, mechanical force, and so that the range of destruction of that tissue can be precisely controlled and monitored in real time. The tissue then gets naturally absorbed in the body after the treatment, and then natural healthy cells can regrow. This is an MRI image after a histotripsy treatment in a preclinical model. That dark circle there is the treatment zone. Notice the precise surgical-like boundaries that we treated where we want.
So I'm just telling you about the way ions work. It's kind of like breathing. And in fact, you can even see this in trees. I mean, the loggers reject it. And that's because it's a positive spin or an expansion wave and the wood is coming apart. And some people who don't know this will make their house and then the wood will start to untwist.
Wanted to and nowhere else. Now imagine Sue being offered this therapy. She would lie down on a table, the transducer placed over her abdomen, sound waves then generating into the body. Now her physician could see in real time that treatment effect because the bubbles from histotripsy are very easily seen under ultrasound or MRI visualization.
That would create the feeling for them. But it could be any word. I want you to know that. So I'm explaining this now, and we'll explain it again as we go through the film.
Over 8 years, the center has successfully treated more than 180 types of illnesses, including bladder cancer.
看到了没有？就是在这个膀胱，三角球的左侧，和一个咽喉这么一个。发气，各位老师，咱们一块用力量发气。身体的静开始往散，不要控制听着那声音，哗哗哗，散散哗散哗散哗散哗散哗散，小了哗散哗对散哗散哗散，看那个看得清楚，哗散。 人就想着一下就彻底散了。放松，你放松啊！老师在这儿。散，给我听听。散，哗，散，哗，散，哗，散，哗，散，哗，散，小了，站正。好，散，哗，散，没了，没了，没了，没了，没了，没了，没了，没了，没了，站站去，哗，散，没了，好，没了，没了，没了，没了，哗，站，没了，没了，没了，好，没了，没了，没了，散，散，散，站去，散，散，消除场，散，没了。 没了，没了，没了，没了，把手打破，没了，没了，没了，没了，没了，好了，没了，好了，没了，没了，好了，好，好了，好了，哎，不好意思，能看出来，这是您几秒？现在10分钟前来，那个力度就6分钟哈，60分钟，上来，走，好，没了，好的。
She's awake, she's conscious. There are 3 practitioners behind her. And here is the tumor, right here. The black is the emptiness of her bladder.
It takes a very special team, as I said. We've been able to educate the medical device regulators throughout this time frame about the development of the device itself, as well as the technology fundamentals. We've had to create new things and solve engineering challenges. We've also have to tell our story. This team tells the story a lot.
This is the tumor, and now they take a snapshot for reference, a snapshot now. Okay, this is the real time. So this is now reference. This is actual time. Is this right here? Okay. This is 2 minutes, 40 seconds.
Is placed over the target, in this case, a tumor in the liver. Sound energy passes through the body to those tissues, creating an energy field that creates bubbles then.
2 minutes, 40 seconds. This, on the left-hand side, is the reference tumor. On the right-hand side, the tumor is gone. In the Western way of thinking, modern science says this is a miracle because they do not understand the field that connects everything.
Also, the tumor was located in a place that made it difficult for this type of therapy, where large gauge needles are poked through the abdomen to the tumor, and the heat then kills the tumor. It was too close to a vein. So her doctor recommended chemotherapy. Now, Sue knew that chemotherapy would likely not cure her, but it most certainly would make her feel miserable for months to come. I'd now like to take you to the future, where Sue has the potential to be offered a therapy that uses sound energy rather than heat or incision or chemo to cure her. And so talking about then ultrasound. Ultrasound has been used for many years for imaging, but researchers have been trying ways to use ultrasound to create heat to destroy tissues non-invasively.
And they do not understand the language that speaks to that field. But once we understand, that is no longer a miracle, that is a technology. And you listen to the chant. Wa sa 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 sa. Okay, the word that they are using, wasa, loosely translated, means already happened. It's already done. In their mind and in their heart, they're coming from the place that the healing has already happened. Not that it's going to happen, and not that it's about to happen, or that it's a long, slow happening, that it has already happened. And this is important because the field of energy that we are about to discuss is a mirror. It reflects our feeling of what we are experiencing in the moment.
In strength at the focus. By pulsing those waves, we create the histotripsy effect to destroy tissue at the cellular level. Now, based on this principle, the Vortex RX is being developed to provide physicians the ability to non-invasively treat tissue. The transducer is placed over the target, in this case, a tumor in the liver. Sound energy passes through the body to those tissues, creating an energy field that creates bubbles then. And the expansion and collapse of those bubbles is what mechanically then fractionates those tissues. Now, this type of treatment then is brought forward in our company, Histosonics, and it takes a very special team. Here's a picture of the team. There's me and my co-founder.
And there they were.
He also imagined Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and the Fantastic Four. They were flawed people with extraordinary powers.
Founders Tom and Jim, and our first two employees, Russell and Dan. That's me with the blonde hair. And I love this picture because it was drawn by Russell's daughter, Justine. And it, along with other art created by by the employees' children, graced the walls of our office at the company.
Writing career.
Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the X-Men. They're among the most iconic comic book heroes in history, and they simply would not exist without Stan Lee. The visionary behind Marvel Comics lived a life almost as incredible as the characters he created.
I'm pretty proud of the fact that some of the stories that I wrote so many years ago are still being read and hopefully enjoyed by the public, and people are making motion pictures based on them and television series.
Spider-Man debuted in 1962.
That would then be recorded on film.
The photographers maintained substituting a prepared transparency could be done easily, and the result on film would be the same.
It's a nonsensical explanation. It doesn't even begin to approach an explanation of the very best cases. For example, there were many cases where Ted wasn't even near the camera, where he held no gizmo whatsoever.
Then, in 1974, the most famous PK practitioner of all arrived on stage. Uri Geller had always known he was different.
The first time that I realized that I had something very strange, maybe even unique, was when I was 4 years old. And I was simply eating soup in my mother's kitchen in Tel Aviv, where I grew up. And suddenly, as I lifted the spoon towards my mouth, it actually started bending and it broke in half.
ist keine Maschine, die anläuft. Kann nicht garantieren, das geht
On German television, he demonstrated for the first time his unique ability for making solid objects bend under the touch of his hand.
an vielen privaten Experimenten feststellen können, aber die Kräfte sind nicht einfach abrufbar.
Yes, you feel it? When I realized that I can bewilder and astonish and amaze and shock people with my abilities.
Who's to say they're not talking to your mind? First of all, when a paranormal investigator is using this a lot, all the time, boxes, spirit boxes, Ouija boards, all these things, you're like a telephone operator between the living and the dead now. It's called technology. So don't act like such a goody-goody. You got money symbols here. So obviously you're interested in something. You're saying that ghosts are not allowed to be heard. So now you're disrespecting the dead. How dare you, Stanley? You're not allowed to be heard. No, ʻliːbər. No, you're not allowed to be heard. According to people like this online. But it's okay. Just show my face beside all their faces. It's money symbols. And their names on the title. So, don't act like a purist. But this girl makes a very good point. Is it real spirit communication?
Fruit.
Is it real spirit communication? As for Paranormal Busters, I was never into celebrity videos. Until the ghosts started physically appearing to me. I usually wait until ghosts appear to me. And then in my culture, when a ghost appears to you, you carry their message forward. Because we know they're doing penance. It's in the Bible. Go read it. And if you don't carry their message forward, well, they'll just find someone else to contact. Or they just might,
Fame.
Exactly. It's all about fame, isn't it? So Paranormal Busters, I don't show my face. I don't want fame. I want a message carried forward. And if ghosts want to be heard, they should let be heard. This is the future. Get with the program. It's the future. It's technology. Now, she's got a good point. A lot of people do this ghost stuff for fame. For money. She's right. A lot of the paranormal community is using these boxes and they're picking up, Stan Lee or ʻliːbər or any one of these celebrities that dies. And it's being picked up on the radio. It's not real spirit communication. Because on the news, it's talking about them.
Did you hear that, guys? Real 100% spirit communication right here.
But people like me have modified we have changed scientifically
showers
our radios so that they're picking up amplitude and not so much radio stations. For example, to this day, I still pick up ʻliːbər.
The Bruce Lee story.
Where did Bruce Lee go, guys?
I feel that I've gotten up.
really
Opportunities that I probably would not have gotten, or at least in a different fashion would have gotten, were I not his son. And I'm very grateful for that.
Really Bruce Lee's
you know?
ghost that I was speaking with?
But as far as following his footsteps go, if one means by that, would I like to achieve the same level of excellence that he did? Yes.
I don't usually
of course
put that
I
up
would,
on PS.
in any field. You know? But doesn't mean that I want
hear
to
that?
imitate him. in
That
any way,
sounded
shape,
like
or form.
Bruce Lee
No,
saying
because imitation
fight
is,
or something like that.
it's pale.
I think he's back.
You know?
Is that you,
It's
Bruce
not,
Lee? Are you back?
It's not good. And besides, we're just different people. I mean, we grew up under very different circumstances. And
Anyway, this sounds like
in
Bruce
different
Lee
countries,
a lot.
speaking different languages, you know, reading different books, dating different women, and doing everything differently. So, that's how.
I have a video. Bruce Lee appeared to me. So I carried his message forward. Am I such a purist? No. No. I have my own intentions. With ghosts, it's like this. When they contact you, they give you something.
Floor.
Something good. And you give them something back. Is it biblically wrong? No, it's not. Jesus said, unless a seed dies of itself, it cannot produce fruit. So once people die, you get your reward, good or evil. Your works will be measured. So, these celebrities used their fame,
indicate,
and they may or may not have genuinely loved their fans. As for ʻliːbər, he loved his fans. So that stands many other celebrities. But they did make money from the people that loved them. So, stop being such a purist.
Jess.
Alright? And get with the real program here. When paranormal community contacts celebrities, they're allowing ghosts to be heard. What's wrong with that? People just want to bury the dead and forget about them. Some people, because they were celebrities, first of all, biblically, in God's eyes, you're not even allowed to show your picture to the world. You know, statues, toys of you, movies of you, images of you. God hates that.
Notice.
Why? What's so evil about that? Every picture has a frequency. Which carries on, can influence it. And at the wrong times, it could be bad. At the right times, it could be good. So, the Bible says, if you be careful that you do not win the whole world and lose your own soul. So fame is a tricky game. Cool video though.
Jen.
Showing your face. Money symbols. Money music song throughout your video. But this girl makes one good point.
Lady.
That's right, lady. It's true that not all voices coming through the radios are ghosts. Especially if they're on the news lately. There will be radio bleeds. True.
friendship. Friendship?
Wait a minute. What's he got? Open up. Then it's me.
Wake up, little spider. Wake up. No, you're not dead yet.
I'm so high, I can hear heaven. I'm so high, I can hear heaven.
You're an amazing creature, Spider-Man.
No heaven down in me. And they say that a hero can save us. I'm not gonna stand here and wait. I'll hold on to the wings of
I could squash you like a bug right now, but I'm offering you a choice.
someone told me.
I wonder if this works. Without you. It's true. Wait. Number 9. How are you? This feels. Attribute. How? Let's see. Nigeria. Taking care of. Mankind. Or he was fit. No. How? Because 50. Parents. How about of today? How easy. I open. Yeah, Trevor. There. Government. Trevor. Get out to the. Ganz. Was wollte? Now. Hey, dit is een beetje Genau. Wing press. That's it. ʻliːbər. Gotcha. Sure. Company. I can listen. Next year. What are we doing? Natija. Bye. Dear than that. Even this. Motivated. Lights were. Consider. Maybe. Not. One. Stem.
Go, Webb! Fly! Up, up, and away, Webb! Shazam! Go! Go! Go, Webb, go!
Program is. Moving up to. It's about you. Product. Idea. Thanks. Awesome.
Don't you what? We're not. .com.
People are
Word.
It's a big. Issues. Damn, I.
Yeah, what?
Like it.
Starts.
What that is? It's me.
Send a look. It's great.
Only. Down.
Good morning.
Coach, what?
You two paid?
I'm at this. Then we play this one. For Mark. 710.
Yeah.
You'll try.
Don't tell.
And the boy.
Names of this.
What? What's over? Yeah, the local this person.
What to take?
En prison. Un mec. Je vois dessus. I want to see. Hey. Je veux. Lasciatemi. Affordable. Downport. Turning it. Around Yes, we win. Oh, man. Joint. Another out. Anytime. Fine. Okay, listen. Agent Black. Damage. Alpha. Nicholas. It's easy. Appelez-vous. No. Any you? You from where? Right. Good attack. ELE. Increment. Go black. Space. Y'all want you? They're you. Now back to... Release. Let's go up. Yeah. Patient of... Very sad. The number. Nothing to get. Tired. Yeah? What? And talk about it.
Not dead yet.
vacuum chamber here where all of your stuff goes. Up here you have a pressure chamber where the helium will build up pressure to a certain point. So stepping back a second, the gene gun is essentially a tool that allows us to take and physically fire DNA into a cell, allowing it to be transformed.
Capture the imagination.
Excelsior!
Legend Stanley.
That will then break what's called a rupture disc, creating a shockwave and then projecting the DNA down into whatever plant tissue or cells you've got.
destroy. Cause the deaths of countless innocents who self-battle again and again and again until we're both dead. That's what you want. Think about it, hero!